I was called a whore for not wearing it. And I was told that I would burn in eternal hellfire because God would be very unhappy with me. This was not my choice. And I will burn it.
In modern times, the wearing of hijabs generally refers to various head coverings worn by Muslim women. While a hijab can come in many forms, it often specifically refers to a headscarf which wraps around the head and neck, covering the hair, neck, and ears, but leaving the face visible. The use of the hijab is viewed by many Muslims as expressing modesty and faith. The hijab is currently required by law to be worn by women in Iran, Afghanistan, and Indonesia, but since 2018, it is no longer required by law in Saudi Arabia. Other countries like Europe and the Muslim community have passed laws banning some or all types of hijab in public. Women in different parts of the world have also experienced unofficial pressure to wear or not wear a hijab. But now, women in Iran and abroad are taking it to the streets, burning their headscarves and cutting their hair to protest the death of Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old woman who died after Iran's morality police arrested her for failing to wear her hijab correctly. Multiple sources say that she was beaten in a police truck while in custody. The protests and fights follows a decade-long history of women fighting for their rights to choose whether to wear the hijab or not. The women are saying that the harder they policed it, the less it felt like it was a choice for them to wear it. This woman from Saudi Arabia took to social media to express her frustration in having to cover up herself for 26 years. She said that she had no choice but to cover herself wherever she would go, and whenever she would take it off in public, she was threatened, beaten, or jailed. She went on further to say that it was a tool of oppression after setting it ablaze.
This is what I looked like in Saudi for 26 years. This was put on me before I was a teenager. I was not given a choice in putting this on. And whenever I took it off in public, I was threatened, or I was beaten, or I was kidnapped and jailed. I was called a whore for not wearing it, and I was told that I would burn in eternal hellfire because God would be very unhappy with me. This was not my choice. And I will burn it. That is what a tool of oppression looks like. And that's the fate of all tools of oppression.
Some Muslim women also say that they don't see the point of wearing it anymore, because they often heard that the aim of wearing hijabs was to protect them from men. But they are saying that women who wear hijabs and long clothes are still targeted and even sexually harassed. So they say the problem is on the men who can't control themselves, not women. Despite all this, there are many Muslim women who still choose to wear their hijab for many reasons. Some wear to identify themselves as a Muslim and show cultural pride. Many also wear the covering to value family tradition or local customs, while others choose to only wear it for religious occasions. The only verses in the Quran that specifically reference women's clothing are those that promote modesty, instructing women to guard their private parts and draw their sleeves over their breast area in the presence of men. The trend of not wearing hijabs are on the rise, and many young women are going after worldly things. They want to be accepted in the world. They want to show their beauty. They want to go places without being stared at. This is also a struggle for many Christian women who has to cover their head. Some see it as embarrassing, especially not wearing it for most of their lives, and now coming to the knowledge of truth, knowing that according to scripture it must be worn. They are afraid of what their friends and relatives will say, but the scripture is clear. It says in the book of 1 Corinthians and verse 11, "But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoureth her head, for that is even all one as if she was shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image of the glory of God." But the woman is the glory of the man, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. So, a woman must have her head covered when praying or prophesying, and also because of men here on earth, and also angels in heaven, who also bear the title men. So it's more than just a natural thing, it's a spiritual thing. Though Muslim women are choosing not to wear their hijabs anymore, they still got to have their head covered. I know that their beliefs are different from that of a Christian, but there's only one way to God, and that's through Jesus Christ. Holiness is the only way to be saved, and the scripture is plain on why women should have their heads covered. So, no matter what religion it is, everyone has to obey this in order to be right with God. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I do pray that we all continue striving to please God. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.